Alright, so we are starting discussion of energy and respiration, right? So initially we need to know why do we exactly need energy, right? And firstly tell me that in which form do we have energy? Yes, in the form of ATP. Can I say that your ATP is the main energy currency? Yes. Right. Now moving on to the fact that why do we need energy? Right, so can I say I need energy for locomotion? That is movement from one place to another. Then can I say we need for metabolic processes? Right, because when substances are breaking down in a body, they also need energy, right? They also need energy to move it around the body. Right, then we have active transport. That also requires energy. Why is that? Because they are moving substances from an area of lower concentration to an area of higher concentration. That is against your concentration gradient. Hang of homeostasis. And what exactly is homeostasis? Maintenance of the constant internal environment. Now you have some specific coenzymes and cofactors that help in your ATP production. Right, so you have some, we're going to talk about them later. A specific coenzyme. And on the fact that how do we obtain energy? So we obtain it by aerobic and anaerobic respiration. And then we have 3 stages for it. 3 major steps. The first one's glycolysis. Second one's Krebs cycle. And the third one is oxidation. We can also call it oxidative phosphorylation. Clear up to here? Alright, let's talk about the structure of ATP. Alright, now in the structure, you need to know that ATP is adenosine triphosphate, right? Yes, so that would mean 3 phosphates attached. Yes, very good. And so this is your ribose, and the example of ribose is your pentose, so 5 carbon with 3 phosphate groups and your nitrogenous base. Your 3 phosphate groups. Whenever we are breaking down ATP into ADP, so one of this phosphate is removed, and when we are adding inorganic phosphate into ADP, you get ATP. These are your 3 phosphate groups. This is your ribose sugar. An example of ribose is your pentose, that would mean a 5 carbon sugar. You also have hexose, like 6 carbon, that is a glucose molecule. but this is a 5 carbon, so you call it pentose. And the word pentose means 5 carbon. And this is your nitrogenous base. In this case, it's adenine because it's ATP, adenosine, so you call it adenine. Okay. And what are the other 3 bases as well alongside your adenine? You have adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Very good. Now, what are the complementary bases? And can you also tell me the number of bonds present between the complementary bases? Right, so adenine and thymine are complementary, cytosine and guanine are complementary. Number of bonds: A and T have 2, yes. C and G have 3, yes. Alright, now can you also tell that which one's a purine and which one's a pyrimidine? So adenine and your guanine are purine, and your thymine and cytosine are pyrimidine. Now alongside this, can you tell me what a purine is and what a pyrimidine is? Yes, purine is a 2 ring. Purine has 2 rings. Pyrimidine has 1 ring. Very good. Okay, now like as I talked about the specific coenzymes and cofactors, let's talk about those. So you have 4 of them. Let's see the cofactors. You have NAD, that is known as a nicotinamide dinucleotide. Then you have FAD, flavonoid dinucleotide, and you have NADH, that is nicotinamide dinucleotide. Bisphosphate. And this ATP is derived from AMP. Alright. Is this clear up till here? Alright. So all of these cofactors are very important, that are showing you that how these are necessary and how energy is made. Alright, so when I told you about addition of phosphate, that would be called as phosphorylation. Right, so if you add an inorganic phosphate in AMP, you will get an ADP. Then if you further add an inorganic phosphate in ADP, you will get an ATP. And then if you hydrolyze your ATP, you will get ADP. So these are all reversible reactions. And then if you hydrolyze your ADP, you will get an AMP. If you further hydrolyze this AMP, you will just be left with adenosine. Is this clear? I hope it made sense.